Hey you guys, and happy VEDA day 1. So far we were at 100% completion for VEDA, so I think I need to point that out early on and try to keep us on an upward spiral. I know, day 1 and we're already anticipating failure because Alyssa and I really believe in our abilities. This year we're going to do things a little bit differently. We're still going to alternate days, but one reason that we tend to just kind of lose it mid-VEDA-ing is that we kind of we don't know what we want to talk about, and we get frustrated because we don't know what we want to talk about, and then we're like, oh, might as well not just even make a video. So this year we're going to do something where whoever films first is going to pick a topic. So today I have a topic I'm going to talk about, and then tomorrow Alyssa will kind of make a response to my video about either directly responding to what I've said, depending on how what I say pushes her buttons, or not pushes her buttons, but makes her think, or just about the same topic in general. And then either in the next video where she leads off, which would be this week, would be Thursday's video, she'll either pick a topic then, or next Monday when she's the first of the week person, she'll pick a topic and we'll follow up. We haven't worked all the details out, but that allows us time to still do joint videos if we're together, and hauls or book reviews or product reviews or top 10 lists, things that we normally do anyway. But it also kind of gives us some more buffer information and some buffering, kind of some padding to beef up these videos and to kind of have more of a purpose. And of course, any of you that make videos are welcome to make a response video to our videos. Do they still do response videos on YouTube? I don't know. Or leave comments linking your video or telling us what you think about this topic. So today's topic that I'm going to talk about is kind of feminism slash societal standards of beauty slash makeup, which I know is a really broad topic, but I had never, growing up, really thought of myself as a feminist. I kind of just took advantage of the fact that as a woman growing up in the 90s and the 2000s that I would be able to vote when I turned 18, and because I live in a small town where everyone knows me, I'm not generally heckled on the street. I've never been faced with any sort of sexual discrimination. None of those things. I had a pretty normal, well, not normal, but I mean a pretty bland and jaded life, or naive life, not jaded, but I was very naive and I was very fortunate for that. As I've grown up, and I'm 30 now, Alyssa and I are, and growing up and, being involved in a lawsuit with the first company that I ever worked for because they were paying female managers significantly less money than the male managers, that was eye-opening. Going to college where people would just say really derogatory sexual things to you because they could, was eye-opening. And then coming back as an adult who is kind of aware of the injustices that are in the world for people who are not white Anglo-Saxon Protestant men, basically, it's really kind of, the older I get, the more enraged I get about the inequalities in the world. I don't think that it's fair that women make 70 cents to every dollar that men earn in 2014. That's abysmal to me. And those are things that I'm always focused on. And when I work with kids, I try to empower them. One of my favorite feminist moments recently, within the last year, is there was a young girl at the school I worked at previously who wore one of those really classy t-shirts that said, "Cool story, babe. Now make me a sandwich." And that is just something I was very upset by because she did not understand the implications of that shirt. Young boys also did not understand the implications of that shirt. And when I tried to explain it to them, there was just glazed over, what's the big deal if a boy wants me to make him a sandwich? So I try to, not radically change anything, but I try to just every day be a source for children to come to if they are unsure, if there are injustices in their lives. I work with kids who are at risk of all different kind of things. They're below the poverty line. They generally don't have good home situations. They have mental illnesses. So because of that, I really want to be a proponent for people who don't have a voice in society. But recently, like this past week in particular, I've been particularly filled with rage. And, like, not bad rage, but, like, just the rage that I feel like causes social change. I don't know how much you guys follow any social media sites or popular YouTubers in general, but there have been a lot of accusations about men in YouTube that are popular and pretty nerdy white boys taking advantage of young girls, like 16-year-old girls. And even girls who are 18 and 20, these men are in their early 30s when this is occurring. So even then, that's a large age group. And that upsets me to know that there are groups of people being taken advantage of. And so I've already been thinking about that. And then I had a particular experience this past weekend where I went out of town with our friend Katie, and I wore a really cute lace dress that was like 2 inches above my knee, and I wore it with tights and ankle boots. And when I came into our living room, my whole family eats breakfast at my grandmother's. My dad was like, are you going to put pants on today, or are you just wearing a shirt all weekend? Which made me really angry, and I said to him, I was like, first of all, if I wanted to wear a shirt all weekend, that's my prerogative. You don't have any right to comment on that. Secondly, I'm 30 years old. A dress that's 2 inches above my knee is not scandalous. It may not be, like, work appropriate, but I'm going out of town for the weekend with my friend. Like, this is a fine outfit. Third, I'm wearing opaque tights, which are pants, for all intents and purposes at this point. But it was like, who are you to make a negative comment about the length of my skirt? This is something that I feel like men do not always understand, are perpetuating they perpetuate the idea that if a woman dresses a certain way, she deserves whatever attention she gets. The second comment he made was about this lip color. As I was doing my makeup, he said, because I did that at the kitchen table because we have better light in our lit kitchen, he was like, I meant to tell you the other day when you came in, that red lipstick you had on was way too much. At which point I was just like dumbfounded. And he did, apparently I had like a rage look on my face because he said, but I figure maybe you like it, so I shouldn't say too much about it. No, you shouldn't. What I choose to put on my face is also not for anyone else. I put on makeup and I put on clothes for myself so that I feel good. I wear clothes that I feel good about, that I think I look good in, and that I can be happy looking at myself in. And the same way with makeup. There are days I don't put any makeup on because I just don't care. And there are other days when I really go all out and I'll try something fancy. And then there are days like today where I put on a normal amount of makeup for work. I have on powder and eyeshadow and mascara and blush. And those are all very light colors that I feel like if anyone saw me with chapstick on, they would think I had no makeup on. Because what is natural is actually minimal makeup. Because on days when you don't wear makeup, people want to know why you're so sick and or tired. So that was something like, and was very upset by that as well, because you don't have a right to comment on what other people like. And so I came back from my trip and met up with my dad again because he wanted to, see how I was going. And he told me a funny story about the girl who worked at the gas station who had on way too much makeup. It was like caked on. And she was way too young to have all that stuff on her face. And at that point, I kind of really did lose it. And I said to him, societal perceptions of beauty lead her to think that she needs that to be accepted. And it leads most women to think that they have to wear makeup every day to be accepted. So, hopefully, within my own family, I have started some radical change. Because I want them to know, like, society pressures women to look a certain way. Society pressures me to lose weight all the time in ways that aren't healthy, in ways that don't make me happy, and in ways that aren't safe for me. Society pressures Alyssa to gain weight the same way. And she's actually, I think, looks great right now. She got married. She's gained some weight just because of hormonal settling, and I think she looks fantastic. And ultimately, I'm happy with the way I look. Like, I could lose some weight. I would not cry if I dropped 10 or 15 pounds. But at the end of the day, I would rather eat food that makes me happy and eat in a way that makes me happy and be active like I am than starve myself to fit a perception of beauty that I don't agree with. So this was much longer than I anticipated because I kind of get in a wormhole and I start. But basically, what I want you guys to know, like, if you want to answer our comments, and if Alyssa, you want to not respond to this, like, rambling story. So I have allergy medicine, so I'm not making a lot of sense. Mainly, I want to know, like, why do you wear makeup? Is it because you want to? Or because you like the way it looks? Or, like, do you truly, on some level, feel like that's what you have to do? Because as much as I like it, I know every day that I choose not to put makeup on that I am going to face a barrage of comments about my appearance. And that sucks. And that's not fair. If I want to wake up with, like, creases on my face from my pillow and go straight to work, that's my prerogative. Secondly, like, at what point did you decide that maybe you are part of the feminist agenda? I know the word feminist has negative connotations, and that sucks too. So, like, at what point did you decide that, like, as a woman, or as a man, if you're a dude watching this video, you can be a feminist too, that's totally cool. Did you decide that, like, hey, the way people that I know or society as a whole treats women is not okay? Like, was that an eye-opening experience for you like it was for me? And third, just, like, what are your thoughts on people who think that they have any right to criticize someone for the way they dress or the way they look or the way that they choose to style themselves? Anyway, this video is really long. If you guys made it this long, you're the best. Future videos will be much shorter, I promise. You guys have a great day, and I'm going to go take a nap and see if my head starts hurting. Stops hurting, not starts. But I'll see you guys in 2 days. Bye!